Back to you.
All right, well now, is it possible that inside your mind you have an inner music, which if you record it on a CD and play it back, can actually, well, your body will recognize it, and it can be a way to soothe a troubled soul, a troubled brain. This morning, we're going to show you some medicine of the future and the people who say this is happening right now. Well, it looks like a bad idea for a British wedding, but believe it or not, this eccentric contraption on my head is pioneering some truly useful science. A medical technique already being used in France, Italy, Switzerland, Canada, and now being used here. This woman says it changed her life.
I woke up feeling human again, and I couldn't believe it.
And this is the only doctor trained to do it in the United States, Dr. Galina Mindland, a Columbia University professor specializing in neuropsychiatry.
Try to put your mind at rest.
It is called brain music therapy and was developed at the Moscow Medical Academy. When it began, they were just recording a phenomenon. Scientists had discovered that each of our brains has wave patterns as distinctive as faces and fingerprints. In other words, every specific state of mind has a kind of music, and Dr. Mindland says you can turn these waves into a symphony, a personal message played back to the body. So you are your own jukebox.
Right, exactly.
So I, in effect, plug in. Dr. Mindland gave me an EEG, a standard medical procedure which measures brain waves. Starting a little anxious, then relaxed, a pattern emerges. Dr. Mindland records 15 minutes worth of my personal brain refrain.
Just try to take yourself to the very nice place.
That same day, she sends the scans off to Moscow, where they'll be converted into special mathematical algorithms, tones all my own. For instance, this is the EEG of a patient with anxiety, and this is her brain relaxed, her most serene music. This is the brain music of an insomniac. And this is the sound of a brain happy without thought or care. My brain music. Dr. Mindland says doctors have discovered that when you listen to your unique, relaxed tones, your brain sort of automatically sings along. It can heal depression, anxiety.
So our brain is capable of recognizing its own brain waves. And by listening them, it's like listening your mom's voice, listening your child's voice.
How does it help? Linda Erkelishen runs one of the most successful modeling agencies in Washington, D.C., and last year hit a traumatic patch in her personal life. Her best friend, Paula, was diagnosed with cancer and given only months to live. It took a toll on this single mom of 4, a toll that was both emotional and physical.
It affected my ability to work, to think, I was just really, I felt very comatose.
But Linda resisted going on pills and instead got a prescription for her own brain music twice a day.
It just made all the difference in the world.
Each CD contains 10 minutes of you in a relaxed mode, then 2 minutes of you in an active mode, and if you listen to that, it will give you energy. Before you scoff, 10,000 patients have been studied, and moods were lifted, anxieties were quelled. A University of Toronto study showed that 85% of patients who listen to their own brain music report feeling more relaxed, at ease. Here again, my brain at rest. And this is my brain good to go. I think my brain at rest was almost not functioning, as you could hear there.
Working right here.
So what about this? Is this real? Well, Dr. Mindland says that the treatment she hopes someday might help migraines or addiction. And ABC News medical editor Dr. Tim Johnson joins us now. The thing that I want to ask you about, Tim, in these studies, did they test it so that you played other music and even other people's brain music, and they still found a difference?
Yes, they have done some small double-blind studies where for the placebo arm they used the music of another person, and it had some impact, indicating there is some placebo effect. Not surprising, but not the same effect, not as good an effect. indicating that there probably is something real about your own brainwave music.
So it's just different when you hear your own music.
Yes.
Much to your own drummer.
And I put this in the category of biofeedback. I think it's a form of biofeedback, which we know is a very legitimate medical technique. It's a unique, intriguing form, to be sure. But I think in general it has that same kind of mechanism involved, using your own body's signals back to you in a way that's unique for you.
Right, listening in some mystical way. And it's not that expensive.
No, you know, the first rule of medicine is first do no harm. Your pocketbook might be $350 lighter, but other than that, I can't really see any harm here, and I think it's a very intriguing idea.
All right, well, thanks a lot. And if you want to know more about brain music therapy, go to our website, of course, gma.abcnews.com. I'm just going to sit here and listen to my head while we take a break. And coming up next, behind the scenes of the #1 TV show in the country, I love it, Dancing with the Stars.